Hey, it's JVL from the Bulwark. Kamala Harris is going to make her VP choice soon, like really, really soon. And while we're looking at all of this, we should rank the contenders for vice president because there's a pretty clear cardinality here from best choice to maybe not the best choice. There are five contenders, and we're going to go from the bottom up. Number 5, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota. Here's the deal. There are two theories behind picking a running mate. The first theory is geographic. You say, I need a state, and this politician over here can get me the state. The second is notional. The idea that your ticket has an idea behind it. And so your running mate helps cement and reinforce that idea. Tim Walz does neither. Because if Kamala Harris needs help carrying Minnesota, then the election's already over. Why bother? And her brand, her thing, her value proposition to voters is new, future. And I'm sorry, Governor Walz is old. You look at him and you're thinking, why am I getting Wilford Brimley vibes off of this guy?
I'm Wilford Brimley, and I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about diabetes.
No, sorry, doesn't work. Number 4, Gretchen Whitmer. A lot of people don't like Gretchen Whitmer because they say, oh, you can't have 2 women on the ticket.
An all-female ticket? The American people work hard for a living, okay? They don't need that kind of bullshit.
I totally disagree. I actually like the idea of Gretchen Whitmer because it doubles down on a perceived weakness. If the idea is like, oh, we're worried that voters aren't going to like a woman running for president, and if we put another woman on president, it'll reinforce. No, you put another woman on the ticket to say you have nothing to worry about. You think one woman's better? Here's 2 women. I love this idea. This is what Bill Clinton did in 1992. The idea was, oh, people are very concerned about handing over the keys to the country to the baby boomers. Here's this young, charismatic, good-looking Southern governor. Will people go for that? They're used to these old guys. And Clinton took Al Gore, who was just another young, good-looking, charismatic Southern politician. It was exactly the right choice. It reinforced what they were doing on the ticket because it said to voters, we're not running away from this. We don't view this as a liability, and you don't need to either. And so for those reasons, I think Gretchen Whitmer is a really interesting pick, and I'm in favor of it. My concern about Gretchen Whitmer is that I am not sold that she has the goods, just as an electoral proposition as a candidate. I've never been super impressed by her watching her speak. Her first victory in 2018 was during a blue wave election in which anybody who ran as a Democrat in that gubernatorial race in Michigan was going to win. And in 2022, I understand that this was not the best year for Democrats, but it's still a pretty good year for Democrats. She beat Tudor Dixon. Tudor Dixon was an absolute tomato can of an opponent. She campaigned like she just got back from a taping of MILF Island.
Coming up on the season finale of MILF Island, holy hot mamas. But who will be the final mommy you'd like to, oh, you know.
Color me skeptical that Gretchen Whitmer is really the big political talent that people say she is. I hope she is. She's going to have a chance to prove it when she runs for president on her own, which she clearly wants to do someday. But I'm not sold, and I think she's too much of a risk. Number 3, Pete Buttigieg. What is there to say about Pete Buttigieg?
She is going to make this decision. She's got a process to help her make the decision.
You're being vetted.
He has, as my colleague Sarah Longwell says, all the best words. All the best words. Look at him here. Look at him here right now on Fox.
That's the real reason I think she's going to win, is that most Americans already agree with her on the issues that they care about the most. Her stance on defending a woman's right to choose versus Donald Trump, who eliminated a right to choose in this country.
Well, he sent it back to the states, to be fair.
Let's be very clear. He is proud of the fact that he demolished the national right to choose in this country.
That guy's great. Absolutely fits. He knows Kamala Harris well because they worked in the administration together. There's only one thing. One thing. I'm sorry, he's gay. We're already asking America to elect the first black woman president. I just don't know that you can also ask them to do the first gay vice president. You can't do all of the things at the same time. I'm sorry. Number 2, Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky. Here's the thing about Andy Beshear. He fills that second bucket where he's underlining the the value proposition of the campaign. He says, we're new, we're about the future. Because he's from Kentucky, he blunts any concerns about Kamala Harris being a California progressive, right? If she's a California progressive, what's she doing picking this dude from Kentucky as her running mate? That doesn't make any sense.
Listen, they're trying to depict her in ways that aren't her. They're trying to depict her as too liberal. It's not true. She can be a good president that brings people together and sees everyone.
Also, the idea behind him is that he is going to tell white voters in Rust Belt states that it's okay to vote for the black woman, right? That's what he does. He sort of is there to bless it and say, like, look, if I'm a good old boy from the South and I like her, you can trust me that she's okay. She's good people. And he does seem to have the best and deepest personal relationship with her. They're buddies. I love this about Kamala Harris, that her squad is a bunch of state attorneys generals. Like, that's pretty cool. And so they're close. They like one another. And it would really be helpful if the idea is that your VP is there to bless you among a very specific type of voter. It's helpful if that VP really genuinely likes you and can speak from the heart about you. That's a good thing. Here's what I worry about. Andy Beshear's political royalty in Kentucky. His dad was governor of Kentucky. That's the only reason he's governor now. That's it. People like him because he's born into it. They are predisposed to like his family. And he's been a good governor. He's won re-election. But I worry that those good vibes don't translate outside of Kentucky, where people aren't familiar and already predisposed to liking the Beshear family. I'm not sure that works. And number two, he isn't the best guy on the stump. I mean, just take a look at some of this video.
But I'm mainly proud of what we've done in Kentucky that gets us on this stage. I mean, the idea that we can have a Democratic governor, a Republican supermajority, yet we can break every single economic development record that moves our people forward.
Right? I mean, that's okay. It's not great. Makes me a little bit nervous. Number one, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania. Look, here's the thing. He's the obvious candidate because she's got to win Pennsylvania. And because he is perfectly in line with what she is. He's new, he's fresh, he's a post-Trump figure, post-COVID figure. He's an incredible political talent. He can speak.
He's told us what he wants to do. Y'all go crack open that whole Project 2025 thing. Go take a look at what his buddies and all his former staff wrote. That is, hold on, I'm going to repeat it. These are not my words. These are words of this guy in the front row. That's some scary shit right there. That's what he just said. What Maya Angelou say? When someone tells you who they are, believe them.
He's the obvious choice. He's also the safest choice because he hits both of those buckets. He gives you the state that you're looking for, and he underlines the actual value proposition of the ticket. But this happens every single time. Every time. The person who is running for president, when there's an obvious choice, they overthink it. Joe Biden almost did this in 2020. Kamala Harris was the obvious choice. And there were people around Biden who almost talked him into Amy Klobuchar or Val Demings, because when something looks obvious and safe, people think to themselves, oh God, we don't just want to go with the safe thing. In this case, the obvious pick and the safe pick is also the best pick. And I don't even think it's close. I think Josh Shapiro is the guy that Kamala Harris should take. That doesn't mean she's going to. We're going to find out real soon. Stay tuned at the Bulwark. Follow the channel. Stick with us. It's going to be a wild, wild 100 days.